Hi, this is Aman Verma, and during this session, I will walk you through Scrum methodology about what it is, its key ingredients, which are really important to know, various meetings and events that happen in Scrum, and roles and responsibilities of people working with Scrum. So let's get started. Scrum methodology is one of the most popular framework which is used in project management, especially in context of software development and agile methodologies. Agile environment or agile methodologies are a very good choice where requirements and solution evolve with time, and we don't have everything available upfront from requirement perspective. Also, where we may have cross functional teams where everyone has to put collaborative efforts, be it self organizing teams or even their customers and end users, everybody has to collaborate. Also, we have various agile methodologies available as listed here. However, I will walk you through Scrum methodology for this session, wherein Scrum provides a flexible approach to managing and delivering projects. It emphasizes on iterative and incremental development sprint by sprint. And Scrum is designed to help teams work collaboratively and adapt to changing requirements efficiently through sprints of 2 to 4 weeks of duration. So let's understand what Scrum means deep down. As its origin, it's inspired by the sport of rugby, wherein team comes together in what they call a scrum to work together to move the ball forward. And similarly, in project management as well, Scrum methodology helps where the team comes together to move the product or project forward. Scrum is a project management framework that team uses to self-organize and work towards a common goal. Now let's start getting little deeper on key aspects of Scrum methodology, wherein Scrum process is based on experiments and practical experiences, where decisions are based on observation, experience, and experimentation. We have three pillars of Scrum which are based upon trust. As foundation of every relation is trust, even in families, business, and teams where we work together, we must have trust on each other. And then only we will be able to reach our common goals. And that's what we need in Scrum as well. And as a first pillar of Scrum, which is transparency, all aspects of project, for example, all the work being done, progress of work, any risks or impediments in work progress and completion must be visible to all project stakeholders, including project team and product owners. How it is done is through Scrum board, wherein all the work items and progress is very much visible to everyone. Progress tracking, on the other hand, can be tracked through burn up or burn down charts or the other shared visuals, which I will share later on. And the second pillar of Scrum, which is inspection. In Scrum, we must introspect and inspect. Inspection helps the team to identify any issues, inefficiencies, or deviations from the project goals, allowing the team to make timely adjustments and continuously improve their performance. Once the team has completed their work, they give a demo of work being done and seeks to get feedback from the product owner and the other stakeholders present in the demo session. All the observations during development phase, feedback from the demo, inputs from the team is discussed during sprint retrospective meeting, which is done at a last day of the sprint after demo. During sprint retrospective, project teams sits together, and through sprint retrospective, team reflects on to their performance and identifies potential improvements in their processes and practices. And as a third pillar of Scrum, which is adaptation, It means continuous improvements. After inspection or inspecting the current situation and state, the team adapts and makes adjustments to improve the quality and efficiency of their work. Feedback from stakeholders and customers, as well as inspection results from the sprint review and retrospective, all of these items are used to make informed decisions and adjustments. So, in a nutshell, we have three pillars of Scrum, wherein project team must have transparency, team must have inspection to know how they could have done better, or for any improvement areas for the team, and the team must adapt for continuous improvements. And as everything is based upon trust, team must have Scrum values, which means every individual in the team must be courageous to take up challenges and tough tasks. They must be focused and committed to project and sprint goals. Everyone in the team must respect each other, and the team must have openness to share their thoughts and opinion and work together on the challenges. So now I will walk you through Scrum processes and meetings and how this whole iterative process works. You can look at the left side orange boxes. So first of all, the requirements are created as a project or product backlog by the product owner in a prioritized set of requirements, and product owner sets the product or project vision for the development team. PO is the short form for product owner, who is the liaison or bridge between the business and project team. So, POs translates the business needs in the form of prioritized product backlog for the development team and helps the development team understand the requirements in a very crystal and clear form as much as possible. Now the project team works iteratively to deliver value through each sprint in an iterative way as shown in this picture, wherein each sprint comprise of 2 to 4 weeks of duration, wherein whole team decides the duration to be either of 2 weeks or 3 weeks or maybe 4 weeks, which depends on the delivery needs, work complexity, or any other internal or external factors. And whole team works together to deliver committed value through each sprint in an iterative way, which you can see in the blue boxes at right side. So every sprint starts from sprint planning. Therefore, the first day of the sprint is reserved for this. Planning sessions and meetings are reserved for project team including Scrum Master and Product Owner to determine what will be done in the sprint. There are various aspects that are covered during this time, starting with requirement understanding and estimates. So, requirement understanding wherein whole team sits together and discusses about requirement understanding and all the clarity that team needs to have before working on it. So product owner walks the team through the requirements and helps them understand the requirements in a very crystal and clear form as much as possible. Once the team understand the requirements, they need to estimate it, and it must be done before every sprint, either in hours, for example, how much hours or days it will take to complete the delivery of a feature, like for example, login functionality, that how much time it might take to complete the login feature. Or team can also do story pointing for estimates, which means it's a measuring unit instead of hours to estimate task duration. For example, it's done in a t-shirt sizing manner. For example, a small t-shirt sizing would mean that a user story or this particular task can be completed just in a day or two. Medium size would mean this user story might take 2 to 5 days to complete. Large may mean that it might take more than 5 days of efforts, or for example 6 to 10 days, or maybe 6 to 12 days. And then there is a extra large, which means it may take more than 12 days or 14 days. So it's all up to team, that only team has to define their own measurements. And features, user stories, tasks are created that way. Single task shouldn't be more than 12 hours of efforts, or it must be split into smaller possible tasks if it exceeds more than 8 or 12 hours. And R&D items can also be added as a task. For example, if team feels that they don't have any clear solution, or they are unclear about the solution approach, wherein a team may want to explore and experiment, and so that's how they also do the story pointing or the ballpark estimates for the R&D work items as well. Once there are items, there are estimates for all the requirements, then team also calculates the capacity of their team. Team capacity refers to the amount of work a team can responsibly accomplish during a sprint. Therefore, team records every possible leave or holidays or challenges, risks, and issues related to team, if there is any, to calculate team capacity. So once team identifies the team capacity, as per their team capacity, they can also identify the amount of work that team is going to commit for the sprint basis their team capacity. And team translates sprint goals into sprint backlog, which is the amount of feature and work that team is going to deliver within 2 to 4 weeks of time. Thereafter, team self-assigns the tasks from the sprint backlog. It is usually in the form of epics, user stories, subtasks, or creation of test cases, mind maps, or bug fixes, etc. So once there is a sprint backlog and sprint starts to work upon their user stories, features, or work items or tasks, so that's how team meets every day, maybe every early morning, for their daily scrum or daily stand-up meetings. It is a stand-up meeting because as only 15 minutes are reserved for the meeting, wherein team members share what they have done and will do, or if they are dealing with any challenges, issues, or if they need any help. And if anyone feels a need for having any other longer discussions, then in that case they need to reserve a separate meeting as an action item from the stand-up meeting itself. So anyhow, this meeting will be reserved for 15 minutes only, and team will discuss about their roadblocks, what they have done previously or the previous day, what they will be doing today, or what are the various challenges that they are dealing with where they need help. After this, there is a term which is increment, and that's how team continuously work on the deliverables each day. And increment is something which is it means when sum of all it is a sum of all product backlog items completed during a sprint and the value of all previous increments. The increment is potentially shippable or usable by the end users. So meaning it meets the definition of done. Definition of done is a set of criteria that must be met for a product backlog item to be considered complete or potentially shippable or deployable, so that the feature or deliverables are usable. So what it means that, for example, a sprint is of 2 weeks, then the increment will be delivered by end of the sprint, which is last day or the second last day of the sprint. And that's how after that the sprint review or demo will happen on the last day of the sprint, which means teams represents sprint results to product owner for checking if they have met the goals that had been set for the team. For example, if the demo is for login feature, the development team will give a demo as a walkthrough on how the login feature works and what gets visible after login, along with the other features as appropriate for the demo from feature scope standpoint. So in this demo, when team is presenting the feature to product owner or client, so during that demo, client or PO may give some feedbacks to the team so that it can be improved next time. So this demo is there as a as an evaluation of the feature that has been completed by the team, and they take feedback from product owner and client about any improvements that might be needed. So after this demo, teams gets together for a sprint retrospective. So sprint retrospective is a discussion between the team members, including Scrum Master, about how the next sprint can be improved. The team discusses about what they did better, they recall good areas and points to appreciate team efforts, which boosts morale and keeps the team motivated for replicating the success next time. What and they will also discuss about what didn't go well. We must discuss this very openly and without any finger pointing, and aim must be to own the failures or shortcomings as a team. It will help whole team for better planning and execution next time, as those points can be very good inputs for improvement areas. That's how team also discusses about improvement areas, and it could be related to better productivity and quality, and any area that we must improve as a project team for better quality deliverables, or improvement areas where we need help or any action from stakeholders or other than the project team. However, in my experience, I have experienced at times that usually the points that discussed, especially the actionable items, the team or relevant stakeholders at times forgets to take action on those items. All the points from sprint retrospectives are a good input for actionable items for the project team. And as a solution, all those actionable items must be discussed with the product owner to further escalate the action points to relevant item owners, wherein as a solution, product owner can create relevant items as per priority related to the same in the product backlog, so that it shouldn't be forgotten, and project team and especially the scrum master must always do a follow up on those actionable items basis its priority to help improve the project deliverables. So it's a effort of whole team that how they work together for a successful delivery. So moving from sprint planning to sprint backlog, and then meeting on daily basis that how we are doing work, and delivering it through increments, and then presenting it to product owner or client as a demo, and then having a retrospective meeting to know that how we can improve for our next sprint. So those are the key elements of scrum process or iterative process, which goes throughout the life cycle of the product delivery or project delivery. Now let's visit the roles and responsibilities, wherein we have product owner, scrum master, and development team or the project team. We already discussed about product owner, that PO is the liaison and a bridge between business, client, and project team. And product owner sets the product vision for the team. He communicates with external stakeholders or client directly and translates their needs to the team and makes sure that team is focused and is able to deliver the ask. And then we have Scrum Master, who facilitates the daily stand-up meetings, leads sprint planning meetings, and conducts sprint review meetings, and helps remove hurdles and roadblocks for the team. Also, a very important role of a Scrum Master is to keep a pulse on team members, to know how they are doing and if they need any help. And then the project team or development team, it may comprise of various roles which are not limited to developers, QAs, subject matter experts, UI UX team members, architects, etc. They may be cross functional teams and are mature and self organized teams working together, and they decides what best for them as a team to achieve common team goals. So, moving on, that was all from a Scrum methodology standpoint. And bring it on. If you may have any questions, I would be very happy to help and answer your questions on any topic. You may follow me on LinkedIn or YouTube. My handles are Amanvar for LinkedIn and Beginners are Winners for YouTube. Thank you.